Welcome to Tales from the Crypt Season 3, Bigger, Badder, and Stickier. By joining us today, you have been officially upgraded to Crit Cat status. So welcome to the club. Tales from the Crypt is an actual play podcast where we focus on smaller story arcs from some of your favorite RPGs, as well as some of the less known or obscure ones. We also play some highly narrative tabletop board games and also some micro RPGs. All of those feature a revolving cast of players, so you're going to see a lot of variety there. And as always, I am your host and your crit keeper, Riley Groves. We're so glad to have you here with us today. Now let's get into the episode. Content warnings can be found in the description. Welcome back to Tales from the Crypt, where we are continuing our journey through the root verse. I have returning to the table Connor.
Hello.
Tim.
'Tis I.
And Anna.
Hey there.
Reprising the roles of Peter, Cotton, and Bramble. Super excited to get back into this one. We're going to do something a little bit different rather than answer a question from our pod deck interview deck or our RPG campfire card deck thing that I can never actually remember the name of and will not. We're going to talk about the lore of your guys' characters a little bit more. So we're going to do something a little bit more fun. Why don't one of you roll a d6? And we're going to determine... awesome.
6.
We're going to talk about one of your band's daring exploits that you had accomplished in the past.
This one time we played this sweet guitar solo. Blah, 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 blah.
Wonderwall.
Our band's...
That's not how Wonderwall goes at all. All right, on a 6, you guys performed a remarkable heist. This heist earns the Vagabonds more value to start. However, that is not applicable. I guess it could be. And greater reputations. Every Vagabond in the group marks 2 prestige with the faction you helped in your exploit and 2 notoriety with the faction you harmed in your exploit. Every Vagabond gains 2 value worth of coin or equipment. Explain what you stole, why it is remarkable, and how taking it harmed one faction or another. And then we will mark the site of your heist on the map.
Hell yeah.
So I guess our amazing theft of eggs doesn't count.
That was no, not unless you guys have multiple egg theft stories.
We do have to eat every day.
So if you guys want, you can go over this collectively and make a decision on what you did or who you worked for and against and what clearing it was in, or we can let the dice decide those 2 things as well.
I feel like I'd like to say we worked for the Woodland Alliance faction, if they're a faction, against either of the other 2, but I guess we are rogues and we could have worked for one of the 2,
Yeah.
arguably bad sides against the other one as well.
Maybe we worked for the cats before.
Oh, we've worked with the cats once before. I like this.
Okay.
All right.
What clearing did you work for the cats in?
I like Milltown for some reason. The
That's fun.
denizens are the mice.
And we helped to squish any news of an uprising. It's gonna make it
Okay.
sound really shitty.
That does sound shitty, but
I mean, because that's a cat territory, right?
It is owned by the cats, yep.
maybe we had to get them some sort of resource. Like we brought it to the town.
Okay. That does make us sound less shitty. I'm down with that.
We were working on getting milk to Milltown so that they could make cheese. And the cats overtook us. Instead, we said, we stole this for you. Because we knew it was life or death. So it was semi-heist in the idea.
Was it rabbit milk?
We could make it rabbit milk. I've heard it's
the
very
best.
good.
Okay. You've stolen some rabbit milk, which you were smuggling to Milltown. Cats found you, and then you lied about wanting to give it to them.
Yeah.
And thus giving them the milk that was intended for the denizens?
And then they paid us for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not really welcome in Milltown. They didn't see the fact that we survived. We chose living and giving up the milk versus dying by getting caught with it.
And still giving up the milk.
Which I mean, like,
good.
screw
But we'd have to
Milltown.
sell it anyway.
Yeah. All right.
They
so
wanted us to die so that what? That's crazy. We survived. They should be pretty stoked. There could have been a chance we could have gotten more milk at some point. I mean, I know rabbits.
I know rabbits.
however, the denizens of Milltown were primarily mice. So,
Well, I know, but they had rabbit
yes.
milk.
Never mind. They wanted the rabbit milk. All right. Awesome. So, what I'm going to need you to do is add +2 to your cat reputations.
Oh. But we also get value, right?
Yes, you're going to add +2 value to your sheet. You're also going to add +2 to the cats. And you're going to make a 4th faction on your sheet. That will be the denizens. And you're going to take a -2 to your reputation with the denizens.
Oh.
Just like a blanket overall, all of them?
Yeah.
They talk to each other.
I will mark on the map that you guys have done something in Milltown.
Draw like a
two
cheese
for-
wedge.
Yes.
2 for the cats and
+2 for the cats, -2 for the denizens, and 2 value.
This kind of also changes how I was thinking about how to deal with our next situation.
in a better way, worse way.
Well,
I don't really.
I did look at the map, and the only
neutral
two
way.
mice being the denizens is Blackpaw's Dam and Milltown. Everywhere else is either fox or rabbit. So I feel it makes sense to have a concentrated area where we're not welcome versus all over the fucking map.
That's true.
So-
But we kind of did something nice for the cats. You know, we gave them the milk so they could make cheese.
Yeah, they like us. enough.
No,
Gives
we-
us like a little bit of rapport with the cat.
We wanted to give the mice the milk. We were originally going to sell the mice milk to make cheese. The cats stole it because cats just
Oh,
love
I
milk.
see.
Yeah, they filled all their.
Okay.
I was going to say
That's why
bars.
the mice hate us, because it was going to be their cheese,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it wasn't. Okay.
And then it wasn't. Yeah, there are
We still-
also the mice are the main denizens in Ironvale. I know you said there were 2.
Oh,
And they were the main denizens in Oakenhold.
Oh,
So there is a chance that mice overall may be your least big fans.
oh, damn! Whoops. Oh,
well,
man.
they don't know that we had ever been to Oakenhold even.
yeah. We're just telling everyone that we've been there.
What if it
stole the
wasn't
eggs.
the entire cat faction, but specifically like somebody who ran like some bar that was like a chain through the 3 major
A tavern
areas
owner.
there. The Hollowborough, the Milltown, and the Blackpaws Dam. It's like the Milk Lounge. And it's just like a very popular one that's in each of them. And we sold it to like the owner. So we have favor with like some of the cats, but maybe not like the entire group.
That would make sense because you guys probably don't have a +1 yet in your reputation overall with the cats. So that makes sense, right? So you have some renowned within the Marquise de Cat, but not so much that it would give you, a huge benefit dealing with any.
Yeah, we're not
Realize.
hometown heroes, but maybe there are certain frequent flyers to those areas that are like, oh, we've heard about you. You're the ones that made sure we get that that good stuff.
With that, why don't we just run through what our value or what our reputations are first before we get started? What your values are for each. Anna, how are you looking with the Erie?
-1.
Cool. Tim?
I am also -1 with the Erie, and then I have 3 squares to go before I am +1.
Okay.
I'm in the same space as Tim, -1 with 2 boxes towards the +1.
All right. How are we looking with the Marquise de Cat?
+2.
You've got a +2 with
Well, the 2.
2 boxes.
Oh, you've
up.
got +2
2
boxes.
boxes.
Okay.
I got 2 boxes down with the Marquis and 2 boxes up.
I also have 2 boxes down and 2 boxes up.
All right. So kind of middle of the road. Woodland Alliance. Everybody got +2 boxes on that one.
Oh, I had 0.
I also had 0.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't have anything with it.
Okay. Never mind. Y'all don't have shit.
Oh,
I just can't read, and I was just guessing.
Jane.
Denizens.
The denizens. Yeah. Everybody's got a -2 with the denizens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, okay. So one of the things that I forgot to do during the last session was check in and see if anybody completed any of their drives.
One of my drives is Wanderlust. Advance when you finish a journey to a clearing.
All right. I mean, technically, I guess you guys made it to Windgap Refuge, so that's fantastic. You can choose one from this list. You can take +1 to a stat. Still, your max is +2. You can take a new move from your playbook. You can take a new move from another playbook. Oh,
Ooh.
Well then.
interesting. You can take up to 2 new weapon skills.
Whoa.
You can take up to 2 new roguish feats.
Mm.
You can add 1 box to any 1 harm track, a max of 6. Or you can take up to 2 new connections.
I'm going to take 2 roguish feats.
All right. Do you know what you're picking?
I'm definitely going to pick Pickpocket. I'm not sure about the other one yet.
Okay.
I completed the Drive of Infamy. Advance when you decrease your reputation with any faction. I got a full -1 with Eerie, aside from the negative boxes from the other things.
Okay.
I would like to increase one of my stats.
All right. Go ahead and take a +1. You're still maxed at 2. Anna, did Bramble hit any of her drives last session?
No, he did not. No greed and no revenge.
Okay. Unfortunate, but maybe that'll happen this time. Well, you're going to check back in at the end of this episode and not the beginning of the next one.
The second feat I'm going to take is Sneak, which allows me to get in and out of places without being seen.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
That is a solid feat. Okay. We're going to pick up right where we left off, which is with a cat from the Marquise de Cat pointing 3 mice soldiers in your direction, and they're making their way quickly into the forest that you guys had just let poor little Watkins pass away.
I would like to immediately rip the arrow out of him and throw it into the woods so that it's not going to be seen, and then immediately stick one of my own, because I'm just going to assume their fletchings are different. There'll be some way to identify that it's one of their arrows, so I want to make it seem like I shot him.
Okay. The arrow's already out of him, but you can plunge.
Another
Oh,
one?
the arrow was pulled out?
Yeah, because I poured some stuff on him to try to...
Oh, I didn't realize you pulled it out and then poured
Yeah.
it on. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would have pointed out you should never pull out an arrow.
Yeah,
Well-
no, we did make I did, say that blood started
came
gushing out.
I thought that was
after
because of the
that,
liquid.
Yeah. No, it was bubbling because of the liquid shortly thereafter. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yep.
I get the feeling.
So I just whipped that arrow and then...
plunge a new one in.
Yep.
I do get the feeling that you guys didn't try too hard to save him.
It didn't seem like it was possible. I'm
I know-
not a doctor. I don't have a first aid kit. I
I know
have
Bramble
any-
tried.
I mean, yeah, there was an attempt.
It sounded like Cotton was ready to proverbially pull the plug.
A little too ready.
All right. You plunged the arrow back into Watkins' belly.
Perfect.
And the mice continue to close the distance. And before long, the 3 of them are on you, brandishing spears. Halt!
Howdy there, friends. We were coming down to this village and noticed this mole here who was hurt, and we started, oh shit, I caught myself in a lie.
What are you doing here?
This man was yelling against the cats, so I shot him. Shot him with that arrow right there in his belly.
We got him for you.
Oh,
We did a good job.
so you're on the side of the Marquise de Cat.
We tend to lean that way the majority of the time, yes.
I guess you'll have to come and meet our boss.
Yes, we've been known to do some favors for the Marquis.
Who is it? Maybe it's somebody we know.
We're pretty connected guys.
Do you know Ivan Impervious? He was the one that we saved in milk.
I do not know Ivan Impervious. Wait,
He's the
the milk?
the proprietor of the purring kitten. You know, I think you got several around these clearings here, but I know you got one here in Milltown.
In Milltown?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot we're one town over. It's been a long day. But yeah, we helped the proprietor of Milltown get some milk when you all were running out.
He turns and whispers to his friends. One of them lets out a little gasp, and they all look at you. They're a little confused. They're conflicted because being mice, that milk was meant for them. Well, okay. I suppose you should come see our captain,
Well, thank you.
Captain Trip Trap.
I'm just gonna put this arrow back in my. There we go.
Oh.
Clean that off. Can't have enough of these. They're expensive.
I suppose the Marquis gives them to us for free.
Wow, that's a mighty fine guy you have there.
All right. Well, come along.
I'm going to follow last, quickly stooping down to just close the mole's eyes.
Okay, and you guys head into the Windgap Refuge?
Is it on fire at this point?
Definitely, yeah. There's lots of fire.
Where's the captain? Like in a burning building?
No, he's just. If you follow the mice, they will lead you into like, just the town square or the clearing square, anyways, where he's just in the middle, and you see him. He's a large orange cat, and there are a lot of denizens. There's primarily fox here in the settlement, and he has them all knelt down in a line while he has an army of his soldiers just lined up in front of them with bows and spears at the ready.
Oh, fuck.
The Marquise de Cat cannot accept any traitors, and as you have not aligned with the Marquis yet, we find you all to be guilty of treason. As such, you are all marked for death. And he raises a large paw, which has like artificially made steel claws on it, and he yells, "Fire!" And you see this row of denizens just get shot down and killed in front of you.
What the fuck?
The Marquis
Kill
is
this guy?
killed?
The Marquis killed a bunch of denizens. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they were mostly foxes?
Primarily foxes, yeah.
Bramble does not feel right with that.
Come along. You must meet Captain Trip Trap.
That seemed mighty unnecessary.
Yeah, this guy is fucked up. I say we kill him.
We do seem to be outnumbered here.
Are we saying this right next to mice that are bringing us? I'm just curious. It seems like
I mean, are you?
Quietly.
I mean,
I wouldn't be saying any of this out loud.
I am radical, so
I am tubular.
I am expounding a dangerous idea to the wrong audience.
Oh my god! It's literally. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Are you saying it to attempt to get these mice to do anything in particular as they lead you to
I mean,
this
I was
gap?
talking to my friend, so I don't really care what the mice are doing.
How far are we from the
A good 20 paces
20 paces? Okay.
as the crow flies.
Okay. What's in the way of us and the Marquis?
Now would be dead bodies.
Okay.
And there's several other cats walking around here. Most of the forces are made up by other woodland creatures. So there's not that many cats here.
Okay.
How many total, like, guards or warriors or whatever? Is there a lot?
There are a lot.
Okay.
Probably at least 20 just regular soldiers overall, not including the cats.
Okay. Well, I just said it. I'm not going to act on it.
All right. I guess we continue following the mice forward.
Captain, we have found these vagabonds in the woods. They've claimed to kill one of the denizens of this clearing who was trying to flee. Excellent. Step forward, you three.
Hello. Nice to. Good to meet you.
He reaches down and puts one of his paws into a fox's body, getting some blood on it.
I'm
and
going
then
to
begins to lick it.
immediately. I'm going to use quick shot to just fire my bow right at him immediately.
Okie dokes. Can you explain what quick shot does?
When you fire a snapshot at an enemy at close range, the quick shot weapon skill is also useful because it might surprise a foe. You can make a quick shot without having your bow up and already aimed. But the risks of firing from the hip are high. Move costs luck, has a lot of potential costs.
Okay. So for a quick shot, go ahead and roll with luck. So that's going to be 2d6.
All right. I got 9.
Okay. On a hit, you inflict an injury, and on a 7 to 9, you can choose one. So you don't mark wear on your weapon. You don't mark exhaustion. You move quickly and change your position, and if you choose your range, or you can keep your target at bay and they don't move.
And they don't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah. Cotton cannot see a whole bunch of innocent people just get murdered just so callously and not act on it in a very reckless way.
I mean, then he's like just digging around in the guts.
It's just like the whole walk up, he was just staring, like wouldn't take his eyes off of the Marquis there, just waiting.
No, it's not the Marquis, though, right? It's just
I don't know.
It's just the captain. It's not the actual Marquis.
That's fine.
The Marquis is most likely in the stronghold in Black Paws Dam.
Oh yeah, I would imagine behind layers and layers of people
Security.
and walls.
Yeah. All right. The other two what do you guys do when you see Cotton just whip an arrow into this gigantic cat?
Well, Bramble is definitely going to pull out his longsword because he did not like what he saw walking up there, and he wants to hurt the cat, so he's ready to fight.
So you're going to make an attack?
Sure.
Any special moves or just going to...
I have a cleave, but it says it's a special, and I'm not sure how I have to engage that.
Is speaking still like a free action?
Always.
Always? Okay.
If it's not in any system that we run, we're just going to ignore that rule always.
Okay.
As an audio podcast, it'd be real shitty if we had to meter out how much speaking we did.
When you cleave armored foes at close range, mark exhaustion and roll with might. On a hit, smash their defenses and equipment, inflict 3 wear. On a 7 to 9, overextend your weapon or yourself. Mark wear
Or end up in a bad spot.
There we
choice.
go. Yes.
All right. So on a cleave, you cleave armored forces at close range. So go ahead and roll 2d6.
7.
Okay, that's a hit. So you smash through their defenses and their equipment, inflicting 3 wear. So you overextend your weapon or yourself. You can mark wear, or you can end up in a bad spot.
So I guess I'll take wear then, because I don't want to.
Okay, so mark 1 wear to your sword. And Peter, the opossum.
I'm going to try to persuade the entire audience to not be upset with us.
It's a bold move.
The entire, or just like the non-cats, like the ones that look like they were woodland creatures that have been forced to fight for the cause?
I was going to appeal that we were given orders not to kill all of the civilians because we're stronger with more people.
Oh man, I think you should just William Wallace it. Kill every cat bastard. I don't know what William Wallace said.
Probably not that, but, close.
Don't just stand there. Kill the cats.
Okay, I'll go for that one. Sure, let's do it. So, when you persuade an NPC, promise or threats, roll with charm. On a 7 to 9, they aren't sure. The GM will tell you what you need to do to sway them.
Go for it. Anna, you also need to mark the level of exhaustion for cleave.
So I rolled a 10, plus I have 2 in charm, so it's a 12.
This game doesn't have critical successes, but that is a fucking critical success.
So I'm gonna say, we all non-cats have to stick together against this oppression. You can't let this go on where you watch a whole row of people be murdered in front of you. This isn't what the woodland is about. All creatures together should get along. We need to rise up against the oppression of the cats.
You see the 3 mice that had led you to Captain Trip Trap all dive on him with their spears now that his armor has been cleaved and he's been shot, and they begin to stab him ferociously. Upon seeing this, the other woodland creatures that make up the Marquise forces also begin to attack the other 2 remaining cats.
Wow, that couldn't have worked out better.
Captain Trip Trap dies, screaming in agony, although he does manage to take one mouse with him.
No.
We pour one out for our brother.
Only 2 blind mice left.
The other 2 cats flee in terror as these forces have turned on them, and they run from Windgap Refuge.
Is there any way I can take a final shot with my bow before they get out of range?
Yeah.
What do I count for bow? Do I use any? Well, I'm assuming it'd be might, wouldn't it, to fire a bow?
You roll a finesse.
Oh shit! All right, I got a 9 plus 2, so I got an 11.
Is target something a basic move? Connor, can you see it on there?
Target someone. When you target a vulnerable foe at far range, roll with finesse. On a hit, you inflict injury. On a 10 plus, you can strike again before they get to cover, inflict injury again, or keep your position hidden. Your choice. It is a basic move.
Is that something that sounds like you would like to do? It's aside from just shooting.
It's additional.
It's just a basic move, so you it's just something you can do. You just roll.
Yeah, I think that's worth doing.
Okay. So what did you roll?
So I got a 9 plus 2, an 11.
Fuck yeah, that is a strong hit. So you can do one of those 2 things that Connor said. You can attack again, or you can stay hidden, which you're not hidden. at all.
Yeah, I'd like to attack again.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
I got a 9 plus finesse, so an 11.
Awesome. You managed to take out one of the cats who dies running down the path towards Milltown and collapses in the pathway.
Excellent shot.
Way to go.
Well, I guess we're going to make it so that just about both sides hate us.
I think
But
we were
the-
going there anyway.
It definitely seems like that.
After this, the denizens that were in hiding around here, the other foxes and a few other species, begin to come out of their homes as the forces that were making up the Marquise de Cat's invading force here have shed themselves of their orange and red attire and begin to look around. They still now have like a lot of weapons hanging around, and they begin to mutter to themselves. There's a lot of crying foxes, though. However, their invaders have been driven from the clearing.
I'm going to find, is there like a fountain in the center square or some sort of higher spot?
We'll say there's like a jagged rock that sticks up pretty high. It's like big enough to climb on if that's what you're trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
do.
going to climb up to do like
Okay.
a rally. Dear denizens of Windgap Refuge, please, this is not a time to stop and feel sad, though the sadness is almost unbearable. This is not a time to lay down your ambitions for survival, as this is probably one of the most important times of our current lives. We have an opportunity now to take this clearing back for all denizens and start a final revolution. Bear arms. Bury the dead. Send as many messengers as we can spare to the surrounding clearings to warn any and all denizens who want to rebel that it is time to uprise and it is time to take back our clearings and our forest.
But where do we go?
You stay here and fortify. The city can be rebuilt.
Or you go send a message to the nearest town. I thought I kind of covered every base there. Which part did you not hear? Where do you want to go now? You want to stay here?
There's nothing here left.
Maybe they could go to Ice Trap. I know a bar there.
I would say that Ice Trap is one of the last holdouts. But make sure to bring everything that you can salvage from this location, as there will be more refugees in time to come.
The crowd murmurs, and two of the remaining mice that had taken you into custody originally walk up to the bottom of your rock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what should we do now that we're traitors?
I don't think that you are traitors. You did what you had to do to survive, and now you are back.
You should seek out Jane de la Fleur. I don't know her name.
Did you enjoy being held captive by these terrible cats?
But it was the only choice we had.
Do you want your fellow mice to continue to be held captive by these terrible cats?
No, certainly not.
Then I highly suggest that you join this rebellion that is starting and find where you can fit in it to free your people and help future forest kind.
Who do you serve? The Erie?
I serve myself.
So we should serve you?
Nope, you should serve yourselves.
Okay.
I think you should join the Alliance, the Woodland Alliance.
Well, that sounds better.
Jane de la Fleur controls it. Seek her out.
All right, we'll head to Ice Trap. We'll lead these people.
Make sure when you get to Ice Trap and you meet Jane, you use the secret password. The cat runs through the forest and hides, but he is whole. Something like that.
They write it down.
Oh, no.
All right, we'll deliver the message.
Well, she'll know it's from me.
Well, fantastic. Do yourselves a favor. Mark yourself as +1 to your reputation with the denizens. You can also take a +1 to your relationship with the Woodland Alliance,
Nice.
and a -1 to your relationship with the Marquise de Cat.
I'm now at an actual -1.
Nice.
I'm also now at a full-on -1.
And you said 1 for the Woodland Alliance?
Yep.
I did a radical thing by talking about killing that guy in front of the mouse.
Yep.
So I can clear my exhaustion track.
Go for it. Anybody else fulfill their nature? I mean, there was no bombs dropped, so I assume that Cotton didn't. I keep saying bombs, but I realize it's just arsonist, not, bomb.
Fire in
gear.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got another infamy. As I decreased my reputation with any faction. And this time it was the Marquise de Cat.
All right. That's one of your drives, right?
That's one of my drives.
Okay. So we'll resolve that at the end of the session.
Oh, sorry. What were you asking for? I thought you asked, did any of us do something?
Fulfill your nature.
Oh, sorry. My printer is black. It's just old. And so all the gray stuff, I can't really, it all looks like blurry shadows until I really look at it.
Nice. That's all right. I don't think you took any exhaustion or anything anyways.
No, but I would say that I used needlessly destructive methods to solve a problem, which was I shoved my arrow into the mole to say that I did it.
Needlessly destructive. I'm going to err on the side of not giving you that one.
Okay.
Only because for me, needlessly destructive means destroying some shit,
Okay.
not re-stabbing this poor mole in the belly.
Okay.
All right. And the town of Windgap Refuge is no longer under the control of Marquise de Cat.
Nice.
And it was probably the briefest control they've ever had.
And it's on fire, so.
And it's once again on fire. I wish I didn't put the red marker away so that I could draw more fire on the map.
I think we're burning more cities than anything else.
Yeah, there might not be many clearings left after you guys, but,
We didn't burn this one, though.
True.
No, that's
Actually,
true.
we stopped
That's
it from getting burned
We're not
further.
firefighters, so I mean, can't be expected to put it out.
We're not firefighters. We're not doctors.
No. We're vagabonds.
Or vagabonds.
Yeah.
All right.
I live in a dumpster down by the sea.
What kind of situation does that put us in now? Because the mole told us to go down to
We still can.
Fire Hollow.
Yeah.
I think that we should start moving down. I don't
Yeah.
think we should do Limberley. I feel like,
Just go
We
straight
can
down
cut
to Iron
through.
Maiden.
Iron Vein and then Fire Hollow.
Yeah, you can cut through. You don't have to use the paths. You can cut through
Oh,
in between as well.
I'd like to cut through. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
have a random encounter.
Go straight through the woods.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
That works for me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because there's a whole eerie roost in Iron Vein.
They do say that the quickest way somewhere is a straight line.
We could camp close, maybe get breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So from Windgap Refuge, you guys are going to head into the forests there. Are you going to skirt down towards Iron Vein?
I don't really think so.
No.
I don't think it's for the best. I think sticking to the woods, crossing the path as quickly and safely as possible, and continuing straight to Fire Hollow is probably to our advantage.
Okay. You head into the deep forest, leaving Windgap Refuge and sending its denizens across the rest of the clearings. A lot of them are headed towards Ice Trap. That would have been their biggest trade route. That would be their most common trading partner.
They're part of the Trade Federation.
They are, yeah. But this town quickly clears out as it continues to burn down to the ground. You guys head into the forest, and you guys have a hard walk in front of you, mostly due to the terrain, not because of anything stopping you. But as you're heading through, you do hear a loud crashing and a loud stomping up in front of you.
All right.
We should be cautious up ahead.
Very cautious. There's not much in these woods out here. Nothing's good. Can't be nothing good in front of us.
I'm going to climb this tree and see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good call. There's not like a see anything roll, is there?
Trust fate. There's a wreck something.
Oh, we could just call it cunning.
I was thinking that.
Could
Maybe.
read a tense situation.
That could be.
Okay.
Roll with cunning on a 7 to 9. Ask 1 on a 10 plus. Ask 3. So
Yeah. So you climb up this tree. The tense situation, we'll say, is between you three because you can hear that there's something up ahead, although you can't make out what it is. Scurrying up a tree like a little possum could, you get to the top and you get advantageous position.
all right. That gives me a 6. So it is a complete miss.
And that also brings about a complication, right? Actually, it doesn't say that it also adds a complication. So just a miss. You can't make out shit.
Yep, I come back down. Yeah, it's just a lot of forest, guys. It's pretty much all I see.
All right, well, let's go slowly and quietly.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely a bow-drawn situation.
Okay. Moving through quietly, the sound does move off out of earshot after a little bit. And you're not sure what it was, but it never made itself known. It is getting to be about dark at this point.
Should we set up camp?
Seems like good a place as any.
We should find a little sinkhole or a burrow, something where it'll be difficult to find our fire. And we do that.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. You guys are well versed at living here in the thick forests, and you set up camp pretty easily. As the night goes on and your fire dies down, you hear some voices coming from out in the woods, and they're high-pitched, shrill voices. You can't see where they're coming from yet, although you can hear them as they continue to get louder and louder.
I think we should lay low and hold our ground.
Yeah, not draw attention to ourselves.
I concur. Should we put out the fire?
Yeah, let's put a little sand on it.
It's already pretty much out anyway. Yeah, let's kick that right out.
Pocket sand.
As the voices continue to grow nearer, you can finally make out what they're saying, and although you can't see who they are, you can definitely tell that they are avian in species. I hate being on the ground. I'd much rather be flying. Stupid patrols.
Oh, I do not like birds.
Oh,
Should we catch them off guard?
we should definitely wait to see how many there are.
If it's patrol, it can't be more than 2.
I would prefer visual conversation. Some of those birds, for we all know, it could just be one talking to itself.
Then that'd be easier.
Well, that's what I'm hoping.
I agree we should wait, but I'm going to improvise a weapon real quick, just in case things go bad.
And what does that look like?
I roll with cunning to make a weapon out of materials around me. And if it's a success, the GM will tell you its range, tag, and at least one other beneficial tag. On a 7-9, the weapon also has a weakness tag. So there's branches and stones and a forge and some iron ingots next to me.
Just need
Oh.
Tang.
No, but there's forest stuff. Ooh, no. I rolled a 5, but I have a +2 in cunning, so it's a 7. So
Okay.
it's going to have a weakness tag.
What'd you make? Like a stone club?
Just a stick.
Just a stick?
All right,
It's got a knot in the end.
you have made a staff.
It's a big stick.
Okay.
It's got a range of close. Does it still get a weapon tag, a beneficial tag?
Yes.
All right, it's going to take. It's going to have parry.
And a negative.
This weapon is blunted. It inflicts exhaustion, not injury.
Okay.
However, that's actually a positive. It's also bulky, so you can't hide it.
Oh, shit. That's okay.
That's mighty fine craftsmanship, Peter. Very impressed.
Lots of practice. Picking
Did
up
it so
trash.
quickly.
Why do they even have us walking through these woods anyways? There's nobody ever out here.
What do you think, 2? I think it's 2. I'm ready to take them.
They all sound the same to me. I really can't tell.
I just want to get back to Iron Vein. I need a romp in the brothel.
I think Bramble's gonna jump out when it gets pretty close with the longsword.
The voices continue to get louder as they seem to be coming right towards you, but they definitely don't know, or at least they're acting like they don't know that you're there. And almost until they're right on you, you can't tell. But once they are right there, their bodies are very dark, and you can tell that they are crows.
Yeah, I don't like crows. I'm not a fan.
Maybe if we brought back the head of a mouse, they'd let us back into the roost.
Okay, they didn't see me though when I went out, right?
Nope.
Then I'm just gonna try to sneak up behind one and cut the top of the wing, where it meets the.
Just making a
body.
melee attack?
Yeah.
All right. Make me an attack roll.
Are you looking for
Just
engage in melee?
Yeah.
When you engage an enemy in melee at close or intimate range, roll with might. On a hit, trade harm. On a 10 plus, pick 3. On a 7 to 9, pick 1.
Okay, so it is might. So I have 6 then.
Okay, a 6 is a miss.
That's unfortunate.
Can I react, or do I have to?
Everybody just kind of does at once, and like,
Okay.
so initiative in this is much different from like D&D, where it's not going to be okay, Anna goes, Crow goes, you go, Crow goes, Connor goes, or anything like that. You guys do stuff, and based on your rolls and how shitty they are, it introduces complications or reactions from your opponents.
Gotcha.
So you guys can all like kind of dive in. She got a 6, so it's just a miss. So it doesn't do anything inherently terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to say that as I realized that Bramble was going in for an attack, then I'm going to pop right up and shoot at one of them.
Just a regular shot.
The quick shot, I don't think it costs anything extra.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, I'll go with the quick shot.
2d6.
A 10 plus finesse, so a 12.
Oh yeah, that is a strong success. And you're just shooting one of them, right?
Yep.
We're going to give you double damage as your success plus benefit. Does that work?
Sure.
Double damage is always great.
Yeah. Your thing only does 1 injury at a time, right? I don't think it's anything more than that.
This is load 1, range close, weapon skill attacks, quick shot. I don't.
That's all right. I know for a fact that it only does 1.
It says, by default, unarmed vagabonds do 1 exhaustion harm. Armed vagabonds do 1 injury harm.
So you do 2 injury harm to this crow, and you manage to shoot him right in the neck. And as such, your arrow plunges through, spurting blood. And as his wings grasp at his neck, he falls to the ground, coughing and spitting up blood.
Sweet.
Thanks for your help.
Peter?
And,
there is still 1 crow left.
Yeah, I'm going to jump out and engage that one in melee combat. So that's a 10 plus might.
Okay.
My might is 0, so that's a 10. So it's a hit, and I get to pick 3. So we trade harm. So does that mean I also take a harm?
Yep.
Is the crow armed or unarmed?
He is armed.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as injury, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then on a 10 plus, pick 3. I'm going to inflict serious harm and suffer little harm and dismay or frighten the foe.
Oh, remember, you can't do injury, so you're hitting him for other things. Your staff doesn't inflict bodily injury.
Because it was blunt?
Yes.
But we traded that for bulky. Unless you want me to have blunt instead of parry. Because we decided blunt was a positive tag. Either way, blunt still inflicts exhaustion. Then,
It doesn't.
right?
It does inflict an exhaustion.
Okay, so would the serious just be +1 exhaustion?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go with that.
yeah, and
It's both. It's enough to knock him out. We'll say you caught him off guard enough to where gets the wind knocked out of him and is dazed. Not bodily harm, so he's still alive, but he is essentially out of the fight already.
Can I tie the unconscious crow up?
Definitely.
Okay. I would like to do that. His feet, and then I'm going to pin his wings back. I want to ask him some questions when he wakes up.
Nice. Cool. So after a while, the crow wakes back up, and he is just cawing and screaming upon awakening.
I'm going to put one of the embers from our fire in his throat. And then he can spit it back out. Are you ready to talk now?
To you? Never!
You'll learn to talk to me real soon.
Ah! You traitors!
I need to know the name of your leader.
Ah! Why would I tell you?
I could do a lot more harm to you. I like to make potions.
You can make a potion of these nuts!
Perhaps I shall. Give me his name.
the next hot ember's going to go right up your cloaca.
Ah! His name's General Crusix!
Crusix?
Crusix! Now let me go!
We'll let you go, all right. Right to hell.
Ah! He struggles to get out of his bindings.
I'm gonna chop his head off with the longsword.
You do that. You don't need to roll
Okay.
for that one. The crow quickly is silenced
Yep.
as you lop his head off, and it goes rolling towards the campfire, mouth agape, and it's just like in the little embers that are left, they reflect off his black eyes and his dark feathers, and blood streams from his neck.
Good riddance. Can you give me that guy's name again?
Yep, General Crusix.
Do we incapacitate the other crow or 2 crows?
Oh, the other one died, I think.
There was only 2.
Oh, okay.
And Cotton shot one through the neck.
Perfect.
That bled out, and the other one's headless. So
Excellent.
solid.
We're doing very well.
Yeah. At any point, you guys can scavenge bodies also if you're looking for anything in particular. Also, with that, you guys have a depletion track, right?
Yes.
So how that works, which I didn't explain before, if you like need something, you're like, oh, I have this.
Like my rope.
Yeah, like your rope or something like that, you could mark or depletion, and it just means that like you're using your gear that you would have naturally with you. So go ahead and mark 1 on your depletion track.
And that's something we would like refill that, like erase it all if we like went to a town and resupplied. Or
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that would make sense.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna check the bird's ankles. See if anyone was sending messages.
They might have pouches too that they'd tied on. Maybe they got some gold or value.
All right, yeah, let's have everybody take 1 value. And we'll say the most useful thing that they do have is extra pouches, unless you're looking for one of the weapons that they had. But Cotton, you could take an extra box of depletion if you want to take one of their pouches.
Oh, just take the whole pouch out, right? Mm-hmm. The pouch has nothing. It's just a holding container.
Like there's a lot of bird food in it.
Pocket seeds.
I'm good.
Okay.
I have pockets in my large coat.
All right. Do you guys just stay here the rest of the night?
We should probably move on. Just a little further on. There's dead crows here, so.
I think it would be a good idea to move away from all these bodies that are piling up around here.
Do you continue to move towards Fire Hollow?
Yeah.
First, I'm going to pull the birds' bodies off the trail and like cover them with grass and leaves or something.
We'll put them in where we had our campfire, where it's like kind of covered.
And then relight the fire and cover them with dry brush.
Oh, start another fire in the woods.
I'm just kidding.
Just set the whole forest on fire.
We shouldn't do that.
Probably not.
Smokey the Troll would be angry.
That's funny. I like that. Moving towards Fire Hollow. You guys can make it there by morning if you continue to march through the night.
Do we have energy things where we have to like sleep? But
I'm not sleeping after what just happened for a little bit, so
There is an exhaustion track, but you use that when you use special moves and stuff like that. So I'm not going to
okay.
make you take anything there.
And animals only need like a 20-minute nap every couple hours.
Yeah.
So.
We're just going to assume you guys like lay down every once in a while.
Yeah.
Take a little nap or
Take a little
pop back
panting
up. Yeah.
breather.
Definitely not a cat nap.
Oh.
I take a Denizen nap. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Get some breakfast in Fire Hollow. Sounds better than spending the night in the forest with dead crows.
I agree. Hopefully Fire Hollow will be more inviting than the last place we went.
Yeah, not on fire.
oh, looks like they're having a flood.
As you make your way into Fire Hollow, this clearing is bustling. There's a lot of people moving around, but you can sense a tension in the air. That tension is not eased by the presence of you 3 as you move through the town. Although it doesn't arouse any anger or suspicion, you can just tell that you may not be as welcome as you thought there. There are plenty of places around, including a tavern called the Ember's Respite, and any other businesses that you guys want to visit.
Well, we're here to find a frog.
Yeah, do we see any bullfrogs or any type of...
Well, maybe we should go ask at the tavern, see if anyone knows.
Oh, I was
a
just
frog.
thinking, seeing if there was a population of bullfrogs
Oh, I see.
at all.
I think it's mostly foxes, right?
This clearing is mostly foxes as well. There's not like an inherent amphibian presence.
Is there anywhere that has water in town?
I was gonna say, is there anywhere it seems like it's more damp than the rest of the town?
Yeah.
They just can't fix the pipes over here.
I'm on that page.
The wettest part of the city is where we're going.
We find a bar in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys wander around until you see a pond that is very conspicuously has like a covert pipe situation draining into the bar from the backside.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start over there. We should check out where that pipe's off to.
I agree. We are looking for, I believe, Vickery the Bullfrog.
Yes, I think you're right. Good place to check.
So you guys like going into the pipe, or are you going into the
Establishment.
I would like to
Yeah.
walk into the building.
Okay. Going in, the tavern is quite filled with lots of people. Your presence does not cause any kind of commotion as you walk in, and there's a very lovely fox lady serving drinks behind the bar.
I would like to stay, like come into the room, like the building, like 4 or 5 seconds after they do, and just kind of head to the left. Kind of like just off, or just kind of back to a corner to just watch them. I know what they're going to be asking for, and my intention is to see if I see anyone else in the bar that kind of sees them asking questions and then moves in a certain direction.
They're reacting to that.
See if there's a messenger or like a relay or some sort of lookout here, looking for people asking about the frog.
Okay.
All right, well, Bramble's going to slide right up to that bar and that foxy lady and start asking about that frog.
Okay.
Foxy lady.
Most remarkable about Faye the bartender is that she looks more like a fennec fox than your typical foxes. There's very few of those that you've seen ever in your life. Her ears are very, very long, and her coat is very more like sand colored than anybody else's.
They're like desert foxes.
They
right?
are. Yep.
Okay. Well, hello there, little desert flower.
Oh, hello.
I'm wondering if you have some information that I might be willing to pay for.
I may, but I need you to buy a drink first. No one can stay in here unless they've bought a drink.
I shall be a patron. Give me your finest cider.
Oh, a fox after my own fancies. And she pours you a large cider in a wooden mug.
Thank you, darling.
So what kind of information are you looking for?
I'm sure you get a lot of frogs in this place. Is that true?
Frogs? No. We don't see many frogs at all around here.
No?
No, almost never.
I'm looking for one particular frog.
I haven't seen a frog in quite some time.
So you have seen one.
I mean, I've seen a frog.
Did you know a frog?
What's your definition of no?
Did he come in? Did he say hi to you?
Yeah,
Did he ever talk about his life?
everybody talks about their life here.
Right. What'd he say? If you can recall.
I don't recall. And you can see, tracing her eyes, she does begin to look at somebody else in the corner of the room. Not you, but
We lock eyes.
and she begins to look pretty nervous.
I'm sure you would like some more values for this information, which we could provide.
Do we have a basic move for like persuasion, Connor?
Persuade an NPC. That's roll with charm.
All right.
Okay.
Anna or Bramble, let's roll with charm.
Or you can try to figure someone out,
Figure someone out.
which lets you if you pass, ask, or hold 3. I don't know what the hell that means.
That just means that you can add +1s in the future. Either in this case with this person or the kind of scene that you're in.
Oh, if I've already established that I...
Yeah, then you could go back and say, okay, I'm going to talk to her again, try to get some more. I'm going to use one of my hold ones, and then you can add that to your score.
That's cool.
Okay, so the things that you can ask for your ones are, is their character telling the truth? What are they really feeling? What does the character intend to do? What does your character wish I'd do? Or how could I get your character to blank?
Oh. Well.
We already know what Bramble's blank is.
Yeah. So that's to figure someone out, you said?
Yeah, I feel like that might be better than persuade. Persuade, I feel like, is
Okay. Yeah, I think I would like to do
Persuade.
that. Is that with charm as well, or?
is also with charm. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh my God. Can you
11.
guys roll any lower? There's no complications. Is that so that's a
Yeah.
crit, right? All right.
I would really like to use the last one, but we need more information first. Is your character telling the truth? I want the truth.
There has been a bullfrog that was in here recently, but he hasn't been in a few days. I haven't seen him, and that's the truth.
All right. You don't know anything else?
Maybe a little bit more.
What could I do to get us there?
I don't know. Just don't draw attention to me. I guess I'm here. I'm like a refugee, you know? There's not many of my people around here.
I can see that. You're different from a lot of foxes.
I am. And her eyes dart back to that person in the corner. And Cotton, you can see that at this, somebody moves from the one of the tables near a door and exits out of the room. What is Peter doing?
I'm just
Getting
drinking.
hammered at the bar.
He's got a fox on his lap.
I was gonna get ready to do some, persuasive stuff, but I'm like, oh, Bramble's got it under control here. I'm just drinking and making sure that no one gets, rowdy next to us where we are.
A drunken lookout.
Exactly.
Okay. If you want to ask a follow-up question, you can go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay.
Don't forget you do have a plus 3 that you were holding on to, which you can use
Oh.
any of those while talking to this character.
So I get a +1?
You can do a +1, a +2, or a +3 to your roll.
Okay.
If you use a +1, you'll have a +2 to use later on. If you use all 3,
Oh, I see.
then
see.
you
I
just
see.
have like 3 in combination.
Okay. All right. I'll do a +1 this time.
You can
Actually,
wait.
no.
You can wait until you roll too. I won't.
Okay.
hold
No,
it, so.
that's true. That's true. I might need more.
You don't need
No,
more.
I don't.
As a 12.
I'm not going to use them right now.
Box
Okay.
bar.
Yeah, that's a 13. So what do you want to know?
Well, I'm persuading her. What if I persuade her to go in the back with me because she's so beautiful and tell me more about this frog?
Yeah, I guess I could do that. She looks over at a fox that is like just whispering into Peter's ears, and she, Claire, can you cover the bar for just a moment? I need to go talk to this guy. And you and Faye leave the front of the bar and move into the back.
Yep.
Okay. She's very nervous and awkward when you get back there. So what do you need to know? Or did you not need to know anything? And she starts like pulling down one of the sleeves on her dress.
Oh, well, we don't have to get right into that.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were asking.
We can lead up to it for certainly, but I just wanted to know if you have any more information about the frog, and I want to take my paw and like scratch the top of her head.
Oh, I do. The frog has been here for quite some time, and his name is Vickery, and he's got several friends, and they're all in the basement still. They've paid for a long time, and they usually only come in and out after hours.
Interesting. Is there a back way into this area? For the
there's-
servants, perhaps?
No, there's just the door off the bar.
Okay.
Is it the same door I saw that person go through?
It would be, yeah.
All right. I am going to like already started making my way toward that, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all that Bramble wanted at the moment, but he does want to leave her wanting more,
Okay.
so they're going to smooch. And
Oh.
then-
She stands, her eyes wide, which
Roll
are like,
for smooching.
yeah, give me a smoochy roll.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How smoochy are we getting?
Let's see how smoochy it is.
7.
A 7 is a hit with a complication. So you lean in for a kiss and you get it, but she kind of reels back a little bit. Her eyes are wide. You can't tell if it's like a, I didn't like that at all, or like a, huh. And that's how you left before you leave the room.
Okay. I was going to say our teeth like knocked together or
Ooh,
something.
ouch.
Make it a little awkward.
Yeah. And you leave and you're back in the bar.
Yep.
Cotton, you are getting real close to that door.
Yeah. I'm going to keep making my way toward that door and look over to the bar to see if Peter happens to be looking my way.
I catch his eyes and give him a nod.
All right. I'm going to kind of give him a little head to this,
Head
this,
nudge.
this way. Come this way.
I get up from the bar and start making my way over towards where Cotton is. Am I going past the door that...
Yeah, so almost simultaneously on your way over, Bramble's going to come out of that door.
All right, perfect.
And the three of you meet towards the back of the bar.
All right, guys, I got a little more information. Vickery's being held in the basement with a bunch of other guys.
He's being held?
That was the impression I got, yes.
Well,
All right.
I've got to pass this on. There's definitely... She let someone know when they're down there, so this Vickery fellow knows we're coming.
All right, slowly and carefully.
Going through the door, there's a small room that leads down stairs. And as you get through the door, you can hear that there are several voices coming from downstairs. The loudest is a female's voice. Why are they asking about us? Who are they?
Yeah, I have to keep walking down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep walking down the stairs slowly with my hands open in front of me.
You come into a very tense situation. There are 5 other people standing in this room around a large table. There are also like several beds and a small weapons cache in here, and there's just food and drinks spread around. As you come down, all 5 of these people turn. 2 of them draw daggers at once, and the large voice comes from a very large female badger. So, hold on. Who are you?
Whoa, easy now. I think we're all on the same team here. My name is Cotton. These are my colleagues, Peter and Bramble. We were sent down here from, I believe, a mutual acquaintance. Goes by the name of, well, rest his soul, went by the name of Watkins.
Watkins, the mole?
Yes.
Yes, we've heard of Watkins. Okay. Did you close the door? God, we got to get a lock on that.
Of course, we closed the door.
Well, all right.
We're not animals.
Well, come down. Come down and leave your weapons holstered. There's no need for violence.
As you can see, my hands are out. I do come in respect to your little sanctuary here that you have made.
We should search them, a ram man says.
Not unless we are all searching each other. You can see that my hands, we mean no harm. This is merely a civilized conversation between a mutual cause.
I agree.
Oh, didn't see you there, feather. See you there, fellow. Bless you.
Is that a goose?
There is a goose. There is a goose, 2 raccoons, a badger, and a ram down here.
Well, I was going to say none of us are birds or cats, but would have spoke too soon. By the way, I don't think we need to take the weapons out. I think we're all here for similar reasons.
Well, we'll find out about that. Come on. So what was Watkins sending you here for?
Well, it wasn't so much Watkins as a foxy lady named Jane.
She's a weasel.
She's a weasel? A weasel named Jane.
She could still be foxy.
A foxy weasel. All right. Well, that's a good start. That does put us on a mutual path, typically. But what are you doing here in Fire Hollow?
Well, our original plan was to go to Windgap Refuge and see the mole. Unfortunately, it's burned to the ground. So he sent us along.
Ugh, another settlement. Burned by the cats?
Yes.
Can't believe we have to wipe Windgap Refuge off our allies.
Well, we did kill the captain, and dispatched one of the other 3 cats there. Only one made it out alive. The whole town, those who had already survived, turned with us and took it back. But there were great losses. Most of the refugees have headed toward Ice Trap, or hopefully swung around to spread the news to other clearings.
There were some mice that seemed pretty to take to our message pretty strongly, and we're hoping they went back to Milltown to deliver the message to their fellow mice.
Oh, I hope they didn't return to Milltown. Milltown's been all but destroyed. The cats got something big going on there. Last I heard, they were taking it over for the coal deposits.
Coal? What do they need coal for?
That's what Vickery was going to find out.
Well, where is he?
He was captured.
Where is he now?
We believe he's probably in the Patchwood prison, or the clearing just north of here.
All the way there, huh?
So are you guys planning to break him out, or?
That's what we were planning. You know, we've heard that the cats were up to something very big. And so we amassed as many explosives as we could, and we stashed them in the forest there between Alaboro and Limberley. We weren't sure where we were going to need them, but then Vickery never came back after scouting around the area. Now, the only logical thing to do is to free him, if he's still alive.
Well, I think we're free. We could probably get him out.
Well, Bramble, you want to do a whole prison break?
I mean, we already had an uprising at the last town. That was fairly easy.
I think
What's a prison break?
we should see if any of our new friends here want to assist us with that. Prisons can be quite large.
Well, of course we're going to assist. There's no reason for us to stay here. He's our leader.
Oh,
What is the status of this town?
It's
far as-
free
It's free?
at the moment.
We did encounter some crows not far off in the woods here.
There's been a lot of tension and a lot of talk lately. We have fears that this is going to be the next place that one faction or the other tries to inhabit. Obviously, they've got us surrounded.
you are in the middle.
It's been difficult. That's why we haven't gotten any reinforcements. Both the pathways to this clearing are flooded with enemy troops.
Well, I hope we can get rid of these scoundrels on both sides.
I couldn't agree more. Do we have allies in Patchwood? Or do you have allies?
We're already a we.
None that I know of. No good reports have been coming out of Patchwood lately. We've heard some disturbing rumors about the cat that's running the place.
Well, if we stand together, we're stronger.
That we are. So if you'd like to accompany us, we'd like to set out there. We've got a rough plan, although we were trying to figure out how to accomplish it with so few people. It's very fortunate that you three came along when you did.
After what we witnessed in Windgap, I would gladly take a little trip with you.
Well, then let's rest up and get ready, I suppose. Could I offer you some food and drink?
Absolutely.
Mighty kind.
I could eat a little bit.
How do you get rid of your exhaustion?
Mine is gotten rid of. I already did that. But
okay. You're using a pen.
Yeah, so I
Gotcha.
marked it with a circle. But how do I do depletion? I mean, that would be if I went to a general store. Is that what?
Yeah, if you like resupply it or something
Okay.
like that, which you can do if you want.
Is this town have other shops that I could get like odds and ends?
Definitely.
Okay,
So if you want to go do that, go ahead. You can.
it's not too late in the day. Oh, you said we came in the morning, right?
You were here in the morning.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little shopping. I'll come back.
Okay. So go ahead and remove that depletion. Anybody else want to do anything while you're here? Anything special?
No, I think I'm set.
Okay. Bramble, while you're out and about, you hear whispers of people being concerned about seeing the forces on the paths coming into the clearing. And as you're at one of the stores leaving, headed back to the tavern, you can hear the sound of many marching soldiers coming down the path from the clearing of Iron Vein. And as you look down, there's a large eerie force marching its way towards the town.
Oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna scoot back to the tavern and right down to the secret room and blast through the door. There's an army marching on the town right now.
Well, friends, do we flee?
I definitely think that we should get to Patchwood, whatever this information that.
We're gonna let them take the city?
I think this piece of information Patchwood has sounds pretty important to the success of an overall plan.
Those birds don't deserve to be here.
They do not.
Huh.
Sorry.
I agree.
Oh,
I'm not with those other birds. They're a disgrace.
well, you're the only good bird then.
Not the only one. My flock was very good. However, they were all killed.
Maybe you can help to lead the rest of the townsfolk in a resistance against this oncoming army while the rest of us go and do a prison break.
I got a -2 to charm.
I couldn't imagine why that is. Honk.
Don't let him fool you. He's a great fighter. However, he's not an inspirational speech kind of fellow. I say we flee for the forest.
I agree.
Unfortunately, there's not much else we can do. If an army's on its way, 8 of us aren't going to be able to take it out.
Do you guys at least have like an alarm bell we can sound or something?
I immediately have a match lit in my hand and I go, oh, if we can't have it, I'm just kidding. So much fire and damage.
The two raccoons look back and forth. You can tell they're on the younger side. Their names are Turk and Kirk, and they get very excited at this. If we can't have it, no one should. No one should. No one should.
Look what you started.
Maybe they're right.
I don't know about that. The Erie don't at least burn everything that they touch, like the Marquise de Cat anyways. So maybe we could leave the town intact. It would give us much more advantageous opportunities in the future.
Is Faye a fighter as well?
The fox bartender? No, she's a lover. Of many. It's the eyes, really.
Glad there wasn't penetration then.
Oh, yes, you may, if there was, you'd want to get that checked. We're getting off topic. And suddenly you hear another sound entering the town, and it's metallic in nature, and it sounds like something's grinding the stones outside.
Is this the cats coming with their...
Their claws?
Is there a secret tunnel out of here where do we have to go out the main door?
There's a tunnel through the water here, and you can see that the covert pipe leads into the basement here and like creates kind of like a stream inside that flows out of the basement somewhere else.
I think we should just use that as our exit and take a wide view of what is going on in this town.
I suppose you're right.
I'm on board. And I just jump in the tube.
Coming out into the pond, followed by Kirk, Turk, Honey, Wallingford the goose, and Shovels the ram. And you see, when you look down the road, coming down the path from the north, which would be where Patchwood is a extremely large metal cat being wheeled down the road. The cat has glowing red eyes, and it stops right in the middle of town at the same time as the Erie forces have made their way into the center of the clearing.
Well, this is a good distraction. Let's go.
Yeah, we should definitely get away from here.
Yep.
Anybody looking back?
No.
I definitely kind of...
We were there for 2 seconds.
I want to have an idea of what's happening as soon as I can look back without risk of being spotted. I'm going to kind of peek over my shoulder every now and then the whole way back. If it seems like something's going a little crazy, I'm going to stop and look.
For a few moments, nothing happens, and the Erie forces are just standing there, and you can hear the captains shouting something, although incomprehensible at this moment. And you look back, and the cat's jaw just drops open, and a gout of flame erupts from it, burning a large swath of the Erie's forces immediately, who begin to shoot arrows, throw spears, and everything at this mechanical cat. That's what you can see with a glance over your shoulder.
I definitely, we should keep going. We should keep going. This is not good.
Although I would like to take a look inside that cat. That looks cool.
If that is what Jane was looking for, and we have found it,
Oh, the weapon. You're right.
then we are potentially in a lot of trouble. Maybe the birds are the better of the two evils.
Maybe.
No, they're terrible. Rotten, nasty, flying creatures.
I think that anyone who chooses to oppress our Woodland brothers under such extreme conditions can't be good.
All I know is we have to take out whatever's making those first. Nobody's going to stand a chance if that's what they're coming up with.
It does sound like there's a chance we will find what we are looking for in Milltown. But we first need to get to Patchwood, which is on the way. Let's go find your frog.
The 8 of you flee through the woods very quickly to Patchwood. And that's where we're going to end our episode.
Good
So,
spot.
for right now, let's check your drives. Did anybody complete one of their drives?
I believe I have
Woo! Chow.
revenge because I I killed one at least, Raven, and my foe is the leader of the Corvid conspiracy, and anything that I do to cause harm to them or their interests, which I feel like killing 2 crows is in
Yeah,
their interests.
definitely.
Cool.
Sorry.
Let's just go through and see who gets their +1s first, and we'll choose what we're going to do.
I know only one counts, but I technically did complete both. Thrill, which was advance when you escape from certain death or incarceration, and that was whatever this cat thing was. If we hadn't left, we would have been in trouble. And then Infamy, which was that second advance downward with the Marquise de Cat. I'm at the -1 that happened at the beginning of the session.
All right.
I have Chaos, advance when you topple a tyrannical or dangerously overbearing figure or order.
Sounds like that's what you did. there in Windgap. So everybody can take an advancement. So take a +1 to a stat or a new move from your playbook. You can only have a maximum of 5 moves from your own playbook, by the way. You can take a new move from another playbook, which you can only have 2 moves from another playbook. You can take up to 2 new weapon skills for a maximum of 7 total. You can take up to 2 new roguish feats. You can add 1 box to any harm track. Or you can make up to 2 new connections.
I think I'm going to take a move. I'm going to take Jury Rig.
Okay. And what does that do?
When you create a makeshift device on the fly, roll with cunning. On a hit, you create a device that works once, then breaks. On a 10+, choose one hit. Choose one. It works exceptionally well. You get an additional use out of it. On a miss, the device works, but it has an unintended side effect that the GM will reveal when you use it.
All right.
I think I'm going to do a move as well. I'm thinking target someone. When you target a vulnerable foe at far range, roll with finesse. On a hit, you inflict injury. 10+, you can strike again. Oh, this is that one, I guess, that I used earlier?
Is that one of the basic moves?
Oh, is that why? That would make sense. It's hard to read a book from top to bottom instead of left to right. I was trying to find a list of other ones.
For other playbooks.
I get to look at the playbook list.
Do we know what Peter's doing?
I think I'm going to take a move from another playbook. I'm just trying to find one of those.
Well, we won't just make the listeners sit here while you guys decide. You guys can choose before the next session, and we'll come back and talk about what you guys chose when we start off. And when you come back next time, you're going to get the conclusion to Root. So until then, we will
See you next Tuesday.
That's it for today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed listening as much as we've enjoyed playing. If you have, go run and tell all your friends so that we can turn as many people into Crit Cats as possible. Tales from the Crit is a Wolfbeard Games audio podcast, and if you like us, please subscribe and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, and head on over to our Instagram page and our YouTube channel. Both of those are at Tales from the Crit Podcast. All right, bye-bye. Fuck, I forgot what Trip Trap sounded like.
Trip Trap.
Well, step forward, y'all. Y'all.
Wait, isn't that a 9? Or do you have like a -3?
That's the one.
That's a 1? I thought that was a 6.
No, the Tales from the Crit logo's on the 1 space.
Oh, because of a crit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I like that.
that makes
that's a purpose.
Well, if a crit fail, but yeah.
A crit either way. A crit for a critter.
When you engage an enemy in melee at melee,
they reflect off his black eyes and his dark feathers, and blood streams from his neck.
Good riddance.
Well, that was intense.
Can you give me that guy's name again? Yep,
General Crusix.
checks mix.
How is Dr. Seuss? I just can't. I'm sorry.
Last I heard, the doctor was still in Alaboro, doing whatever terrible things they have going on there. However, they were all killed. Ah,
From being too silly.
we were a bunch of silly gooses. Extremely large metal cat being wheeled down the road,
That's a tank.
if you know what those are.